hours specifically for Wyoming and Nevada state associations. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Haley Hughes. I'm a customer service supervisor at MaxPreps, and we have with us today Josh Taylor, your state partner. If you want to say hi, Josh.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I work directly with the state offices and all the coaches in the states of Nevada and Wyoming. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Josh. So I just want to let you guys know that you will be muted throughout the webinar. So please use the chat box or Q&A box in order to ask any questions that you may have. We'll do our best to answer them as we go, but if we don't get to them, we will address them at the end. We'll have some time to go through some questions that you do have after our live demo. So keep that in mind. So please use that chat or Q&A box to ask any questions that you do have. We'll also be sending out a recording of this webinar following the finish of it. We'll be sending out a recording in an email. So if you have any questions about that, you can also reply to that email address as well. So before we get started, let's learn a little bit more about MaxPreps. MaxPreps was created in a small town in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe in California called El Dorado Hills in 2002 by a local high school basketball coach who was looking for a better way to get his team recognition in the local media. It's our goal at MaxPreps to celebrate the institution of high school sports and recognize that for so many young people, this will be the pinnacle of their careers, and the memories that they make playing high school sports will be some of the best of their lives. That being said, we can aim to cover every team, every player, and every game, no matter the size of the school or the popularity of the sport. There are about 50 or so employees. A vast majority of us are former athletes and coaches. All of the customer service team is operated by about 8 people, including myself. So when you give us a call, you can really talk to a real life person who knows and cares a whole lot about MaxPreps and the high school sports community. So today we're going to walk through the essentials for a coach, how to request access to your team admin, how to log into your team admin, how to enter and edit roster schedules and scores, and how to request an update to your league or leagues. We'll also discuss your state association's most common questions and answer any questions that you may have. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Josh so he can cover your most common questions.
Good morning again, everyone. So we are the official partner of Scores and Stats for both the Wyoming and Nevada state associations. As part of that, in addition to our support team, again, I am a dedicated rep to specifically work with coaches and admins in your state. Please note that schedules and scores are required to be entered into MaxPreps. Both Nevada and Wyoming associations display the MaxPreps scoreboard on their website. So if you've ever seen that little ticker, that's where that comes from. The scores shown come directly from what you enter as coaches. And when those scores get clicked on, they go to any box score or stats if you entered them. We try to make this as easy as possible for you. So if you use Huddle or Game Changer, we have good news for you. We sync with both of them, and Haley will go over a little more in detail on those, but please be aware it is easy to get your information, whether it's rosters, schedule scores, across these platforms. A reason why you may want to enter stats is that we partner with a lot of national coach associations, such as USA Football, AVCA for volleyball, United Soccer. So when you enter stats in MaxPreps, your athletes are actually automatically nominated for some Player of the Week awards, in addition to showing on our regular statewide and national leaderboards. And lastly, just the big tie-in between your association and MaxPreps is that schedules, rosters, and scores you see on MaxPreps, those are all powered by you. So to make it easy for your followers, whether they're local or state media or your school community, such as fans, parents, all the information that you put on MaxPreps becomes accessible to everyone. And again, it's all under your control. So thanks again for joining us, and I'll turn it back over to Haley to cover the demo.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. So as we said, if you have any questions, feel free to utilize that chat box. Josh will do his best to answer as we go, and if we don't get to them, we'll answer them at the end. So these slides that we're going through are just a quick overview of information. We'll have a live demo at the end to show the steps of what we go over in these slides. So When you first go to maxpreps.com, you'll either see a sign in button, or if you've already signed in, you'll see a profile icon in your upper right-hand corner. That profile icon is your home base. You must click sign in if you don't see that profile icon in order to create an account if you don't already have a membership account with MaxPreps. And once you create that account, you can log in, and then you'll see that profile icon in the upper right-hand corner, which is your home base to get to anywhere admin related. We suggest signing up with a personal email. If you've already signed up with a school email, that is completely fine. No need to change it. We just suggest using a personal email because school addresses tend to change. And if you change schools, changing your email is just another added step. So we just suggest using your personal email for your benefit. But again, if you're already using a school email, no worries at all. So what you see on your screen here is your profile page. You can access this by clicking on your profile icon. From this profile page, you can edit your email, password, account information, as well as your admin account. So you can request access, delete access, and log in. Again, your profile icon is your home base. So when you click on your profile icon, what you see on the right-hand side of your screen here is what you'll get. That's a flyout menu. So you'll have your team admin listed at the top, whatever teams you have admin access to, as well as the teams you're following below it. When you click on that profile icon, that flyout menu is what you should get. And then if you click on your name from that flyout menu, you'll see the left-hand side image, which is your profile page. So once you're in your admin, you'll have the ability to add or remove or edit any information for your team's roster or schedule. You'll also have the ability to add another staff member. And if you're a varsity coach, you have the ability to access JV and freshman levels information to edit as well. If your league or conference was just realigned or isn't listed, or we have you in the incorrect league, you can make league corrections within your admin that are sent over to our coach support team to approve. And again, like I said, we'll go over that in our live demo, which is going to be right now. So feel free to pull up MaxPreps and follow along if you'd like. This is maxpreps.com homepage. You don't need to follow along or pull up MaxPreps to follow along. You can do so afterwards. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to get those answered for you if you have any issues with this, anything that we do in the live demo. So here you see that there's no profile icon in the upper right-hand corner. So that means we either need to sign in or create an account. So if you click sign in, you will get the option to create an account here. So again, we just suggest using a personal email address if you haven't already created an account, just to help you out so you don't have to change your email address later on if you do change schools. So let's get logged in here. So once you're logged in, it'll take you back to your MaxPreps homepage. So to get anywhere within your admin, what you'll want to do is click that profile icon. Your profile icon should be on every single page on maxpreps.com. So that's your home base to get in and out of your admin account. So you'll see here that I already have access to a school and a few teams. If you have access to any school or any teams, they'll be listed right here below your name and sign out. If you do have access to a team, you'll automatically already be following them, and any other teams you follow will be listed here underneath the teams that you have access to. So if you click on your name or the profile icon, that will take you into your account profile page like you saw in the slides. So this is where you'll want to go to edit your email address, change your password, everything account related specific to your name, your account, you can edit within this box here. So if you click the edit tool, you'll be able to change that information. On the right-hand side here are your admin accounts. So you may already have a school or teams listed there. If that's the case and you need to add a new team, you can do so by going to request admin access here. So when you click on request admin access, you'll fill out this information and it sends over a request to our support team, who then approves or denies based off the information you fill out. And it typically takes no more than 24 hours, so one business day usually. So once you fill that out, it'll go through an approval process, and after a day or so, you can come back in. You should receive an email saying you were granted access. You don't need to wait for that email. You should be able to see it, the admin accounts listed here, once you do get access to the team. If for some reason you see a team that you no longer need access to, or just an incorrect team listed in your admin account, you can remove yourself as an admin from that team by clicking the remove myself as an admin button here. So you'll click the checkbox next to the team name and then click remove in order to get that team removed from your admin. So if you're no longer coaching at Miller, you're no longer the football coach, you can click to remove that team from here, and that should remove your access. From here, you can click into your coach admin account, or you can click on your profile icon and click into your admin accounts from here. So again, your profile icon is on every single homepage, or on every single page on MaxPreps. So you can click your profile icon and click to your admin account from any page, but you can also click to your coach admin accounts from your profile page here. So if we click on our profile icon and head into boys baseball team, this is what it should look like when you log into your coach admin. The colors at the top should be your school colors. So if for some reason those don't look quite right, feel free to reach out to us or your athletic director, who can get that updated in their admin account. Or again, you can reach out to us and we can get that updated for you as well. So first, let's start with the message from MaxPreps. This is a quick message from us. We update from time to time based on what season it is, or if there is any important information our coaches need to know, as if something is wrong on the site or so on. So here you see that we have scrimmage games listed in the message from MaxPreps right now. Fall season is starting or about to start, so we sent out this message letting our coaches know that scrimmages should not appear on your schedule simply because they affect your record as well as your rankings. So we update this from time to time, so it's good to check every once in a while just for any information that we're trying to get out to our coaches that may be relevant to you. If you head over to the team checklist on the right-hand side here, these are quick links to most common areas that need a coach's attention. So you'll see that we have the option to verify all of your coaches. So if you're the varsity admin, you'll get the ability to verify JV and freshman coaches as well. If you are a JV coach, you'll only have the verify your head coach name here. So these are just quick links to update this information. So you'll see for this specific team, it's spring 21-22 season. So they haven't quite got their schedule or roster finalized yet. So they haven't entered that, considering it's next spring. So these are not quite updated, so that's why they have the exclamation point next to them. You'll see that the update scores is checked just simply because there is nothing on their schedule yet, so there are no scores to update. So from this page as well, you can access the lower levels. So if you're the varsity coach, you can access JV and freshman by clicking on this drop-down menu. So it should have the gender of your sport, the level, the sport, the season, and the season dates. So if you click on that drop-down menu, you can click to go to either JV or freshman as a varsity coach, as well as click to go to any previous seasons that were active on MaxPreps. So right now, let's head back to the spring 2021 season so I can show you what the schedules and rosters look like here. All right, so if we go, we'll start with the roster. If you click to your roster tab, you'll see that there should be your team photo at the top, and you'll see potentially that you already have players on your roster. If those players need to be removed, you can remove all players by clicking this checkbox up at the top and then delete. So this delete button won't show until you click the checkbox next to an athlete's name. So if Jaden Brown is no longer on the team, we can click this checkbox next to his name and click delete. Keep in mind that when you're deleting an athlete, it doesn't completely delete the athlete from MaxPreps. You're just deleting them from your roster. So if you need to delete them, don't worry that they're going to be removed completely from MaxPreps. They're still there. They're just no longer on your roster. If you need to edit a player that's already on your roster, you can do so by clicking the pencil icon next to their name and clicking edit player. So if they've changed jersey numbers, positions, you need to update their name spelling or grade, you can do so by clicking the pencil icon and edit player. That will give you the same form as when you click on add. So if you click add, this is a great way to add one or two or just a few players to your roster. This is what I would suggest for adding just one or two. So if you fill out this information, you'll want to click save and add another if you're adding more than one, or just save. If you go back, the quick add option, I would say, is the best option for adding a full roster to your page. So if you click on quick add, it's a great grid-like view, sort of like Excel, so you can tab through each category. So you'll have whatever is on your roster listed up here at the top first, and if you scroll down, you have this grid-like view to fill out for any players that you need to add. So if you're adding a full roster, it's a great way to just, if you want to type in, you just tab through. It's very easy to tab through and fill out the information and click save, and then your roster's in. So if we go back to the roster page, that's one way to add your roster, a full roster, pretty quickly. And again, you can add a full roster by clicking this add button here. It's just a little easier with the Excel grid-like view, in my opinion. If you have the roster already in Excel, you can click these three little dots in the upper right-hand corner and click upload roster. So if you click upload roster, that will take you to a screen that has all of the required column headers and the values that we accept under those column headers. So if you have any trouble uploading your roster, I would come check here just to make sure everything lines up correctly. You can also download a CSV template to make it a little easier on you, so you don't have to fill out all these headers yourself, and you can just fill out the athlete's information. So if we go back to roster, I will show you how to edit the staff roster once we go back to the 21-22 season. So hold off on that, and we're going to head to the schedule next. If there are games on your schedule already, they could have come from a partner such as Huddle or your state association or another coach. So if another coach puts your game on their schedule, it'll in turn be on your schedule as well. Same goes for score. So if they enter the score, you'll see that the score is already entered for that game. If you need to enter a game to your schedule, you can do so similar to the roster. You just click this add button here, and you'll fill out the date, time, type of game, home or away, and the opponent. So keep in mind, if you're entering a district league conference game, if you click into your opponent box, it should have your league, district, or conference opponents listed here underneath your district team. So it should have everybody listed here. If it doesn't, that means we need to get your league corrected, and I will show you how to submit a league correction here in a second. But meanwhile, while we get that league corrected, you can still enter that game on your schedule. So if Heritage Christian is in your district, league, or conference, and you need to add them into your schedule as a district game, but you're not seeing them listed on this list, all you will need to do is just type in their school name, click search non-district opponents, and you should see your team listed here. If for some reason you don't, you can always click to expand search results. So if we click on Heritage Christian there, it will be listed as a district, conference, or league game, and you can click save, and it'll save that game as that type, even without them in your actual league on MaxPreps. So that's how you add a game and add a game if your league is incorrect for some reason. You can still add that game to your schedule while we get that fixed. So if we head back to the schedule, if you need to remove a game from your schedule, you can do so, again, same as the roster. You just click to the left of the date and time, and it'll give you the option to delete the game up at the top. You can remove all games from your schedule if you wanted to start clean by going to the top of the page and clicking the checkbox at the top and then clicking delete. This is also an option if you don't know what's missing from your schedule. You can click to show more. It'll see that your team has entered stats and your opponent has entered stats. So if you're coming here and you need to remove this game and you're getting an error saying that you can't remove it, you can come here, click the checkbox and click show more. And if your opponent has stats, that's likely the reason why you can't remove the game. So if your opponent has stats, you won't be able to remove the game. You'll need to reach out to us to get that game removed. As you saw on the message from MaxPreps, scrimmages should not be on your schedule. So if you need to remove those, again, click the checkbox next to it, go up to the top of the schedule and click delete. So if we scroll down on this page, you'll see that once a game date or time has passed, I apologize, you'll see the option to enter a score. So this game was played on April 19th of 2021. So the game date and time has already passed. So you'll see the option to enter a score. So if you click enter score, that will take you to the box screen page. You can also click the pencil icon next to the game and click enter score from there. So if you click enter score, you'll have the option to enter the box score, and then you can save and exit. Or so you see specifically for baseball here, we have the option to import from Game Changer. So baseball and softball, if you're connected with Game Changer, it's a little different, and you'll see this option here for the Game Changer stat menu. If you are not, you will simply just see this screen here with the box score, and you'll have the option to import stats and enter stats as well. But heading back to Game Changer, if you have any questions about your Game Changer or Huddle Sync specifically, I'll be sending out an email following this webinar with the recording of this webinar. And if you have specific questions to Game Changer or Huddle, feel free to reach back out to me. You can just reply to that email, and I can get you the Game Changer and Huddle recordings as well. So that way we can get you more information specific to the Game Changer and Huddle syncs for MaxPreps. So if you have any specific Game Changer or Huddle questions, feel free to reach out to me after this, and I'm happy to get those questions answered for you. But heading back down, so if you enter your box score, so if if Miller beat Ingleside, 10-0, you can scroll down here and click Save and Exit, or you can click Save and Enter Stats. So if you click Save and Enter Stats, you'll have the option to just tab through each category of the stats and get through each athlete and then click Publish and Continue. If you get to this page and you no longer want to enter your stats manually and you have a stat partner, you can import your stats from a stat partner by clicking this Import Stats button as well. So you can get to this page from the box score page by clicking, instead of Save and Enter Stats, Save and Import Stats. So when you import from a stat partner, you'll want to choose your file from your computer and then click Import. So from this page, you can also get a list of our official MaxPreps stat partners. So if you have any questions about if the stat program that you're using can be used for MaxPreps, this is where you want to go to check that out. So if we head back to the schedule page, once your stats have been entered and you need to make a change to those stats, you can do so by clicking the pencil icon next to the game and clicking pencil icon next to the game and clicking Edit Stats. So that will just pull up the stats that you have already entered, and it's the same thing as when you were entering them. You can just tab through to make any changes that you need to those stats. Another great way to see what information is missing for your team is up here at the top. We just added this recently this past year. So if you want to click up at the top, you'll have the option to see what information is missing for each game that is on your schedule that has already passed. So looks like April 17th, we're missing stats for this game. So it's another quick way to click. If you click Add Stats, it'll take you right back to that page with the grid-like view of entering stats for each player. So again, if you have a sync with Huddle or Game Changer, it's a little different for you. So please feel free to reach out to me after this if you have any specific questions for Huddle or Game Changer. Now we're going to head back into the 21-22 season to show you how to add your staff, anybody to your staff, and how to submit league corrections. So to do so, you can get there on any page in your admin by clicking up here in the upper left-hand corner and then clicking to the correct season. So we'll go back to the 21-22 season, the most current season for this team. And then to add to your staff roster, what you're going to want to do is go to Roster and then click over to your Staff tab. So if you click to your Staff tab, you should see anybody listed here has access to your team. So if you need to remove anybody from this list, you can do so by clicking this pencil icon next to their name and then clicking Delete. If you need to update the information for this person, so if your assistant coach's name is spelled wrong, you can do so by coming to this pencil icon and clicking the Edit button as well. If you need to add a statistician, assistant coach, or there's a new head coach coming, you can do so. So if you're leaving your position at Miller and you're going to your next school, you can add the next coach by coming here and clicking Add and filling out this information, entering the position, clicking Save, and that should grant them access to the team and send them team admin access. It should send them an email letting them know that they were granted access to the team. This will also update the public side. So I'll show you in a second what the public roster looks like so you can see what you're updating. But this is where you're going to want to go if you need to add any staff members to your team or grant access to anybody. So next, we'll head back to our homepage. If you are not in a league currently, if you don't have a league listed at all, you're going to want to come back to your home page and go to this team checklist to verify your league. If you are in a league already and it's incorrect, or if it is correct and you have an exclamation point next to this verify your league and your team checklist, you'll just want to click this, or you can get there by going to the More tab and clicking your alignment listed here. So this is where you can see what a quick way to see where you are or what you're listed in. So this is their alignment. If you click that, or if you click from your team checklist, it'll take you to the same exact place. This is where you can completely change your entire league. Or if you just need to add or remove teams from your league, you can do so here. This goes through an approval process. We do our best to keep these updated, but if we do happen to get it wrong, feel free to utilize these league corrections, and it shouldn't take more than 1 business day for these to be updated. If you're not seeing them updated, please feel free to reach out to me or Josh, and we're happy to get those updated for you. But again, if you need to make any changes, you can do so here. If you see an exclamation point next to your team checklist for verifying your league and everything looks correct, you can help yourself out, help us out by clicking everything is correct, and that'll get rid of that check point or that exclamation point and replace it with a check mark, letting you and us know that everything is correct for your team. So with that being said, we'll head to the public side so I can show you that really quickly. You can get to your public page, so what your fans see, what anybody sees that comes to your public team page by going to either, you can click your admin view here and go to public view, and that will take you to your team's home page, or either on the schedule or roster, you can click back to public schedule. So if you've made a change on your schedule or you've made a change on your roster and you want to see what it looks like for fans coming to your page, you can do so right from your roster or right from your schedule by clicking back to public roster, back to public schedule. So if we click back to public roster here, obviously there's no athletes listed quite yet for this 21-22 season, but this is a great way to see your fan page and another way to get back into your admin right from your fan page. So we entered these buttons here just recently for an easy, accessible way for our coaches to get back and forth in between their admin. So rather than having you to click on your profile icon every time and get back to your home page, you can edit your roster from right here. So before I do that, let's look at your staff roster. So if this is where you want to go to see if anything's incorrect, you'll go back to edit roster in order to make any changes to your team's information. So again, that's just a quick toggle. So if you're confused, if you're ever in your admin or your public side, these buttons are a great way to let you know where you're at. So again, you're in your admin because it's saying back to public roster. And if you go back to public, it allows you to click to edit. If we go to schedule one more time, if your league's record looks incorrect for any reason, again, you'll just want to make sure that every game that's on your schedule is listed correctly. So the game type is listed correctly. So if you're seeing that you're 0-0 in your league, but really you've played your whole league schedule, you'll want to go through your schedule and make sure that your league or conference district games are actually listed as so. So just because a team is listed in your league does not mean that that game will automatically be listed as a league game. You'll just want to make sure that that game type is listed correctly. So Again, you can do that by clicking the pencil icon next to any game, clicking edit game, and updating that game type to district, league, or conference, whatever it may be for your state. So with that being said, I believe we're done with our live demo. I know there may have been a few questions asked in chat. So if I didn't get to anything, or if there's any questions that are remaining, or any questions that you may have following the live demo, please feel free to use the chat box. Josh, if I'm missing anything, please let me know, and I'm happy to cover that. But if not, I thank you guys for joining us. This is our support phone number, so we're available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Pacific time. For fall season, we are typically in office Friday nights a little bit later, so feel free to give us a call anytime. Shoot us a voicemail, shoot us an email, support@maxpreps.com. We're here to make this as easy and smooth as possible for you and our fans. So if you have any suggestions, feedback, questions, anything at all, please reach out to us, and we're happy to get your questions answered and hear that feedback or suggestions to make this as easy and as smooth as possible for you.
Thanks, everyone. Again, I'm here as your dedicated rep for your state. So when Haley sends out the video of this recording, she can also include my contact information. So you can always reply directly to me as well if you need anything. And just thanks for your time and good luck this season.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I will be shooting out that email here in a few minutes or so with that recording, and I'll also include Josh's information. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to either one of us. Josh is your state partner, state rep, so he is there for you for anything that you do need. And us at support are absolutely here as well to take care of you and make sure that you get everything up to date and corrected for your team. So if there aren't any questions, thank you all for joining, and good luck this season. I hope you have a great rest of your day.